And welcome in RSC 2's League enthusiasts. We are here for a fun night of matchups. Those times that you see there are incorrect, so we're going to ignore those. But it is myself, Rob, and my buddy Squart here to cast Challenger and Vet Final. Squart, how are you doing?
Dude, I'm excited for tonight. I'm hoping for some good games. Got the food, got the screen up. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm really excited here. This Challenger one that we're starting off with, it seems really interesting, right? There's some interesting arguments for either side being able to not only win this but run away with it, right? You
We
have Go ahead, go ahead.
we definitely saw in the initial face off between these two in the first round, Extreme Ease coming off with the 3-0 victory. So I'm looking for Berserkers here to come back strong, come back fighting, and really take it to them in the first part of the series. What are you thinking?
Well, so for me, right, I look at so there's not the same number of games played. There's a lot of forfeits in Two's League, so it's hard to really think about how these numbers compare to each other when you got players with 17 games against players with 33, right? So what I like to do is I like to look at the IDR sheet, and what jumps out to me immediately is that the Extreme Ease have a few of the top 5 or 10 players. Not only that though, but this Berserkers team took down the sleeper agents in the losers bracket finals that have 3 of the top 4 IDRs. So, yes, the Extreme Ease got the sweep the first time around, but Berserkers taken down what looked to be the best team in the tier, at least statistically, in the last round. So they might be getting hot at the right time, looking to
Oh,
really put in some work here.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see the way this Berserkers team comes out firing. I think they gotta come out strong and play a really offensive, power hungry game. Because I think you see Levi and Jokev. I'm gonna say his name is coming in
Yeah.
over 100 shots each. They're gonna come out swinging as well. So I feel like it's gonna be a very offensive, power hungry game.
I think if you're thinking about an X factor for this series, in my book, it's got to be Wanted by Bubbles. Bubbles, if you've been around RSC for a while, you probably know this guy. He's been in Chally for like 9 seasons in threes, and here he is in twos. And he is really, really consistent, right? Not many players in Chally have played at this level for that long. And so it's to me, right? You see, he has 85 shots in half the games of everyone else played. That's 170 if you give him. That's the same as levibullrush with a few less goals, not quite the same shooting percentage, but that's a lot of pressure. And if Bubbles is able to, no one else on the Berserkers seems to be putting up crazy numbers, but they don't really have to. If they can in twos, it can really you can see one player impact the outcome in a really, really large capacity.
I completely agree with you. Now, the one thing that I'm looking at, give me a second here, let me pull up the correct sheet here, is I'm a big defensive player myself, so I always like to look at other teams' stats on the saves against, goals for, things of that nature. And it looks like Berserkers does have it. They do get a lot of saves. 116 saves in this season versus the 93 towards Extreme Ease. So I think it's gonna come down to who has that lockdown defense when the other team is just pounding them with shots.
Yeah, man. Unstoppable object versus wait, I combined them. Unstoppable force versus immovable object. It's gonna be what you're going into today. So I'm excited to see how this plays out, man. I really wanna. I can't really say much more about it. This should be a crazy matchup.
All right, Rob, give me your prediction. Let's hear it for the fans.
I think that I think it's going the distance. So for those who don't know, the upper bracket team, right, starts with a 1 game advantage in this best of 7, and I think that so in this case that's Extreme Ease. I think it's going to be really close, but Berserkers actually take it in 7. That's my call. Coming off that series, I think they win this.
I
I
like
guess I'm
it. I
just
like
losing.
it. I guess I gotta take the Extreme Ease. I'm gonna say in 5. And we are getting set to go here in game 1.
So right off the bat, you see a lot of control coming out from the blue team. Extreme E's really looking to just apply pressure with the control. Ball goes mid. Bubbles not able to get a shot. Steno does keep pressure here. You're seeing a lot of slower gameplay than I expected here. Like normally in the lower tiers, Chally being a lower-ish tier, you see a lot of panic, a lot of speed, right? And
Best mid. No one's there to get it.
oh my goodness! And this is kind of what I mean, right? It's that opening was created by nothing but panic. Nice touch there from Bubbles, looking to get some control. Pops it right back out to Levi, and that's going to be some nice pressure right off the bat for Extreme E's. Steno gathers. This might be an open net if Extreme E's aren't able
50.
to capitalize. And just like that, you're going to see Berserkers start off the series with the first goal.
A fantastic 50 coming from Steno, I think his name is. Setting him up with a 1v1, just a nice little flick over. Beautifully played, beautifully constructed.
I mean, the name of the game in twos is control, right? And you see it there. The control allows for the low 50, keep possession, and just apply pressure, right? And makes the 2v1 into a 1v1 and wins the 1v1, but loses the ball in front of the net. Can't be doing that if we're looking to be not only winning against the higher seed, who beat you before, but they also start with a game up, right? We can't really be affording to give them that space, that advantage.
Oh,
Bubbles 50s keeps it.
We almost had a roll one there. Almost a roll one. That would have been
Rule
wild.
2v2 is always an amusing. Oh my goodness! And that flick is gonna tie it right up for Levi. And again, it's just a battle of control, right? Look how slow that these players are going on the ball. It's
absolutely
both beautiful and I wish more cool, faster-paced things would happen. But that's really effective, right?
Love the mind control. Love the mind control coming out from the team. You know, going for the demo. My God!
Again, tosses it to Bubbles in space here. Gonna have a lot of time to do whatever he wants. Gets the mid boost, gets control. Is gonna take it up, fake low, and Levi's right there to clear it. Steno keeps it in. Oh no! And Bubbles just misses a sitter. I mean.
Oh, you just got to say it's jitters.
Yeah,
I think it's just jitters. I think it's got to be jitters. You know, you're in the finals, you're down a game, you're sweating, the hand slips a little bit. You know.
I suppose so. Yeah, it's I know. I mean, these players are clearly good. They're consistent. They're fast. They're doing their thing. But that is not a touch that you expect to see, or lack thereof that you expect to see in this lobby at this point.
Not at all.
So let's see if Berserkers can come back from that one. Steno puts a shot on, hits backboard, doesn't quite. Bubbles takes corner, gets pop mid, is looking for a 50. And nothing quite happening here for Berserkers. Despite a lot of touches back to back, they're not being intentional with them, right? It's just trying to beat the player. And Levi, that could be threatening. That's a shot on net, and that's going to be another goal for the Extreme E's. And obviously, like, no game is a must-win, and especially not a first one played. But you got to think that if you go down, if you lose the first game and you're down 2-0 early, and this team just swept you, that the mental is going to be a little bit hard to regain from.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's still 2 minutes left. You know, this game is far from over. I think you just got to continually, like, look at this. Open that. Oh, so close coming from Berserkers here, but I think you just got to reset your mindset. You know, those 2 goals, shake it off and play your game. You know,
great some control, looking for the 50 off the backboard. I think you're right. Just maintaining that pressure, and another unforced error from Berserkers, and they are their own worst enemy right now. Yes, the Extreme E's have applied a little bit of pressure, but it's majority has been off of unforced things you see coming from that orange team, and they really can't afford to be doing that as the underdog.
I think the game definitely ramped up in this later half of the first game here, and I think Berserkers need to go back to that slow ground game that we saw at the beginning. I think they were really doing well in that, and they somehow got away from them, and it just hasn't been the same since.
Yeah, a minute here left on the clock. 2-goal lead for the Extreme E's. Looking for a 2-game series lead. But we gotta. It's kind of now or never if you're the Berserkers, right? 45
Absolutely.
seconds down two, like, and that might be what they need to start off some pressure, and that demo is gonna relieve it. Levi gets it out, and if you're the Berserkers,
Oh,
that's not what you're looking for. And
oh,
just another unforced error. Oh, and see, I think Bubbles needs to just take a deep breath. Like,
absolutely. I think you can see it in the way he's playing. He's playing. It feels rushed. He feels like he's trying to do everything all at once. He's trying to carry the team. He's trying to be a one man machine, and it's just look
and
at
that's a goal back
that's a
though.
kickoff goal back. 29 seconds, still plenty of time on the clock. You got to rush for a goal here. You get one back with more than 20 seconds, and the game is winnable.
Yeah, there's a saying in baseball, which is if you put the ball in play, good things will happen. And that's kind of the story of the game so far for the Extreme E's. They've just controlled it, taken it towards the net, and then the Berserkers are beating themselves. But it feels like the Berserkers have had a couple passing plays that were really close to getting through. And I think if they can just cut down on these unforced errors, they got to do it quickly, right? I think, I mean, that's a goal essentially, right? You see that, I'm going to call that a 4-3 game, and if you say that the Berserkers didn't beat themselves a couple of times through, that could have gone either way. They
Oh,
actually
absolutely.
outshot the Extreme E's despite having 2 fewer goals.
I think you see Bubbles kicking himself right now in the chat. I think Bubbles, if you're Bubbles, you gotta take a deep breath. You gotta talk. You gotta take a deep breath and regain. I mean, mistakes happen. You can't let it get down. Can't let it snowball into more mistakes, and that's just gonna make everything worse for the team. And so I think you gotta take a deep breath, reset, regain, come back to game two, game two, just like you started game one, slow dribble game. I think that's where they do best.
I agree. I think it just more than anything, more than any specific slow, more than any specific dribble, what we need is control and consistency. And we need
Absolutely.
confidence. And it looks like when this Berserkers team is going for the ball, they're just not confident. And I think that mindset switch could be everything that they need. That one thing could be the difference between that being a 4-2 game the other way, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Now we talked a lot about how the Berserkers mindset going down to 0-2 with that one game advantage for Extreme East. Now I'm going to switch it on you. Do you think the Extreme East comes out game two being up 2-0? They played differently, or do you think they still try to play the same calm, controlled, collected game?
Extreme Ease?
Yeah,
I think they have no reason to do anything differently. Until the Berserkers make them earn their goals, why would they overextend or apply a little bit more pressure? There's a great flick from Bubbles. Steno with a follow, and that's not quite a goal, but that's some pressure. They're playing with some speed and confidence that was missing game one, and I think this is going to be a little bit different. You can see in the way that Bubbles is moving, the way that Steno's moving, that there's been a switch
oh,
flipped
what a save.
somewhere. Shot coming in from johkev. Bubbles, nice bang. 2-on-1 potentially here. Levi's got to do something good. Keep control. Ball goes mid, passes back. It actually ends up all right. That's a nice play from the blue team to kind of relieve that pressure. And Steno, look at that, right?
There it is.
These are balls you were seeing the Berserkers not go up for in last game, and they're staying spaced, they're staying in the play, they're being a little bit aggressive. And they're showing why they got here, how they beat that team with the statistically 3 of the 4 best players in the tier to earn their spot back here from the lowers. And they're here to play, man. Nice pop. And I mean,
Oh, go for
that's some
this.
more pressure again. So if you remember how you just asked if I think that the extreme ease will have to adjust? My answer is now yes. And I think the ball's kind of in their court to see how they respond to this increased pace of play and increased pressure that you're seeing from the Berserkers.
I agree. I completely agree. I think the first goal going to the Berserkers
Nice
is a
flick.
change of pace for them.
Big pop. Bubbles, really confident challenge in the air. Steno looks for some control off it. He's going to go for the reset? No, nothing there. Levi shutting it down immediately. And while we've been talking a lot about the Berserkers and what they need to do to win, and that while the Extreme E's casually just took game 1. So showing them a little bit of love too, right? They're setting the standard, and the Berserkers are having to match that.
Absolutely. I think
Shot here from johkev, that's going to tie it up.
oh
Oh my gosh, no it's not.
got bailed out by the post.
Oh my, somebody get me some glasses.
Oh man.
Nice pass mid. Great challenge from Bubbles. These are those midfield challenges applying that pressure that we just weren't seeing. Goes for the wall musty. And I mean, if you want to talk about playing with confidence, going for the wall musty in finals, like that's the definition.
Yeah, I could never.
Especially in challenger. Great touch out. Levi might have a solo play potential here. Steno, confident challenge in the middle. Bubbles
Good
pops
bang.
to the backboard. I don't think anyone's there yet. Could be a double for him. And nobody goes.
Wow.
They just let the extreme ease off so easy. Extreme easy. Oh, I'm done now.
I think oh, almost a beautiful passing play. I think you're seeing Berserk lay off the gas a little bit. They got that one goal and they're like, okay, now we step back, play this defensive game, not let any ball past half field, only go for these open nets that are showing up every now and then. And I don't like that play style. I think you got to still play this aggressive game that you started with. I think that's how you win the game. I don't like this defensive style that just keep the ball in their end and just bang it back.
I mean, you might be proven right. Not this time, though, as Thanos shuts that down pretty quickly. Levi, low boost, takes it up the wall. What are they going to be able to do here, right? 0 boost on the ball, nothing happening. That might be a really dangerous overcommit, right? Are they going to be able to get back in time? And the answer is yes, as Berserkers are still pushing the pace, and it's open for Steno and unable to capitalize. And both teams getting off with some breaks right here. A couple plays from each that really could be considered. Oh my goodness, another one, right? I think it's a matter of who just gets it on target. There's a couple plays now. I mean, the pressure's there, the plays are there, the bumps coming through, and it's just not quite on target. It's not where it needs to be, and Levi panicking. johkev gets a touch up. Steno might try to keep it mid. Is going to go for a double here. 7 seconds left. Got to be now for the extreme ease. And Bubbles is not going to rush a thing. Going to let the time expire. Going to let the ball hit the ground.
Wow,
and that's
what
a
play.
Great game from Berserkers.
Yeah, what an absolute fantastic game from Berserkers there. Very few mistakes made. Just outplayed them really on the ground game and in the air. You saw more aggressive challenges. You saw more they just seemed more fine-tuned with their challenges and what they went for. You saw some hesitations from Extreme Ease there to see what balls they would go for in the air and kind of like what challenges to make. So I think Berserkers got the best of them that game.
The scoreline agrees with you, and so do I. They ended up. So the first game, they conceded 4 goals, right? And the entire story was that the Extremies would throw the ball at the Berserkers, and then the Berserkers would throw the ball in their own net in some way, shape, or form. And Here you see them taking a step back, taking a deep breath, regrouping, and not giving the extreme ease anything. I think that we've seen the Berserkers punch back now. They're going to, in my opinion, continue this faster, more controlled, aggressive gameplay, and I want to see how the extreme ease are able to punch back. Right now that the ball's in their court, what are they going to do about this Berserkers team?
Absolutely, I completely agree. And game three about to start right here. Um, I'm looking for a high intensity game here. I'm looking for ball, just absolute
Levi, I
aggressiveness.
mean, this might be the start that you're looking for.
Oh,
And so right away, you see Extreme Ease coming out with their own confidence, their own mechanical plays. And so I think now that we're here, getting a little bit deeper into the series, both teams are starting to turn it up. And I think this is where you'll see not just some finals jitters, but this is where you're actually going to see which team is the better team. They're both starting to heat up. They're both starting to play their game. Oh, and as I say that, Jokev completely whiffs, leaves the net open. Oh, goodness. And
that is not what you want to happen in game three of a finals.
wow. Just panicking, right?
Yeah.
Like if you just turn around, like you don't even have to touch the ball there. That's just defending the wall. And so again, maybe this is just going to be a war of attrition and see which team can give up the fewest goals. Like that's not an earned goal in the
I
same
completely
way
agree.
that some of these passing plays are and mechanical plays and bumps.
It's more of a gifted goal than an
Yeah.
earned goal in my book.
It's a great pass down, and no one's on it. I mean, that's the aggression that you're looking for to come out from either of these teams. Is that was a very shootable ball.
Absolutely.
Great
I
demo
like
from
how-
Bubbles here. It might be an
is
open
that-
net,
It is.
and that's going to be a 2-0 lead for Berserkers. And if you're Extreme Ease, you came into this, you start up 2-0 after one game. If you let Berserkers tie this 2-2, I think that they have the momentum to really run away with it. Like this could be a 4-2 the other way.
Absolutely. I think Bubbles is playing
Steno-
lights out
Oh,
this game so far. I think you're seeing great play from your star player, Bubbles, because
and
being the
Steno
X
got
factor.
MVP last game, and he's got a goal and an assist and 2 shots. Like Bubbles, I agree with you 100%. But I think Steno's really surprising me personally. I'm not familiar with this player. And I know that Bubbles is very good. And there's Jokev again, just leaving the net open. And Levi bull rushing back. Oh, saving the ball. But yeah, Steno's been very impressive so far in this series as well. And while I do agree, Bubbles seems to be kind of the anchor here, I do want to give Steno their flowers for producing at a really high level. And when at least I was not expecting to see that happen. Jokev controls it mid, and that was a really open shooting opportunity if they were able to just take it towards the net. Levi gets a touch mid. And what you're seeing a lot of is passes coming out or touches that create openings coming out, and then there's no follow-up. And that stems from those nerves, right? Being scared to commit as second man in a situation where, oh my gosh, it's grand finals, I don't want to lose us the game. But you don't win by trying not to lose. You win by earning things.
Absolutely.
You win by committing.
I also think you look at the amount of balls that were just, no one around, an easy miss that left an open net that ended in a goal for the other team. I think that plays a big factor into, what balls are being challenged and what balls are being left to fall down.
And that's a great team play right there. Coming out from Extreme Ease, not going quietly. Levi controls the ball. Jokev cuts in front, gets the demo. It's an open net, right? That's the easiest shot in Rocket League, is just driving it in a straight line. And
I wouldn't say the easiest. I've missed those plenty of times.
This is true, Squad, but I would challenge you to find a shot in Rocket League that you can't miss. And that's a great shot from Levi. What a save from Steno! And if you're Levi, that's turnaround in your own net. Wow!
Steno making an absolute goal line save, turning it into an open net. Absolutely massive for his team.
Unbelievable swing right there. 2-goal swing. Instead of being a 2-2 game off an unbelievable shot from Levi, Steno comes out with a crazy save might have been a little bit lucky, but comes out with a crazy save and then has the wherewithal to turn it into a goal the other way, right? That's a 3-1 swing in the grand finals when in a must-win game, essentially. You can't, going down 3-1,
Open net maybe?
you can't let that happen. Steno goes up, takes control. Great play here. Gets the 50. Could be a follow-up from Bubbles with a shot. Opts for the control. See, I'm not a fan of the control there because you have them on their back foot. You have one guy back.
I completely
Just
agree.
put that pressure on the net. And that's the second man from the blue team committing. That could be an open net for the orange team. And again, Berserkers up 4-1 with 1 minute and 10 seconds. You got to think they're going to be taking this and looking at a 2-2 series.
I completely agree. I think Berserkers have really just tested the limits of extreme ease here in this game and have shown that they are here to play.
Yeah, they're applying the pressure now. They're not the mistakes that we saw in that first game where they were just giving up the ball. And Levi, again, not going quietly. I mean, this game is a 4-1 scoreline, but you got to remember it'd be 3-2 without that play from Steno.
Absolutely.
And there were a couple other ones that hit off the crossbar. So this may be 4-1 scoreline, but I have to force myself to remember that it's closer than that. But while I say that, Extreme Ease have only 3 shots, and Berserkers have 8 with 4 goals. So maybe just that increased amount of pressure kind of reduces the luck variant, right?
I mean, you're not going to score without putting shots on the net.
Air dribble, going to the top corner, Levi with a great save. I think if I'm the Extreme Ease and I'm levibullrush, every time that they've been challenged mechanically, they've succeeded. They've won, whether it be an air dribble or whether it be a save or whatever it is. And so if I'm Levi, I'm going to look to go for a few more solo plays and create some more pressure because your back's against the wall. This is the one series that you get to do it. You seem to have a higher level of aerial play, even in a loss right here, 4-1 loss. Levi's outproducing anyone else on the field with 550 points.
I completely agree. If I'm Extreme Ease here, I do think we look for a change. I think we're going to see. If it were me personally, I'd make a sub here. I think you need something to refresh the game. You know, get it back into your groove because it's slowly slipping away from you, and Berserkers are slowly taking over.
But again, that game was closer than the scoreline.
Absolutely.
If Levi had a couple more plays where they trusted themselves, soloed. There was only one real solo play coming from them, and it was an air dribble that was to the top corner, right? When they took control and dribbled, that was when johkev got that demo into that goal. And so if I'm Levi, I think that the way that you turn this series back around and kill the Berserkers' momentum is by just challenging them to beat you, right? If you're Levi, johkev has made a few mistakes, right? Everyone sees it. It is okay. But if you're Levi and you know that your teammate is doing that, you got to make sure you're not leaving them alone. And then you got to make sure that you're the one who is positioning for the things that matter. The shots, the saves, the passes, facilitating for the team play. I think Levi's played arguably like the best player in this lobby so far. And I want to see this player really grab the game by the horns and just go for it. And Bubbles does exactly that. And this might be the start to the nail in the coffin. Server lag is the call in the chat. I don't know what to do about that.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that.
Unlucky. Their ping was flashing red for a moment. It is back now green at 28. Unfortunate, but everyone has to face some adversity.
I don't know what's going on.
They started with an extra game, right? If you start with an extra game.
Whoa. I don't know what's going on.
They're probably remaking, but it's going to be a 1-0 lead, I'm assuming, at...
I'm going to ask Quan to come in and be a judge here.
I'm assuming it's a 1-0 lead at 4:52 in the remake.
I believe you are correct, but I am not caught up on the RSC rules.
People are
But
asking about if there can't be a remake, but regardless, it seems that's what's happening, and I believe that we're still going to create the scoreline. It is going to be 1-0, is my understanding.
I have always thought that if a goal was scored, that we couldn't remake. But
I
obviously,
also was under that impression, but the player just left the lobby.
yeah. So obviously, something happened.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Per rule book, that's an FF from what our Twitch chat says, including multiple GMs.
Yeah,
And I mean, I think that we recreate it one
are
because
we back
I
in the
don't think
lobby? Oh,
that they
we are back
want
in.
to win like that. I wouldn't want to.
I would hate to take a game like that. I think you give them a goal.
I'm gonna see if they can do a 1-0 at
Yeah,
452
I
because
think that would.
I agree that it should not. Maybe it should be a forfeit, but at the same time, I would like everyone to have a fair match, right? Like if they were lagging, I would like the server to be fixed. And this is the situation that was there. And now we get to, I mean, at the end of the day, we're here to watch the finals of Rocket League. Nobody wants to see a forfeit. Like I would like to see these teams compete. They clearly want to see these teams compete. Yeah, Steno's in chat saying that they don't want the forfeit game, and that's I think I agree, right? If you're the Berserkers, you're earning this. You don't want Le Mickey comments on your ring. Come earn that stuff. And so I agree with this.
Yeah,
Maybe it was Bush League. Maybe that player shouldn't have left. Maybe that is against the rules and should be a forfeit. But moving forward, we're going to see the finals of this play out as it should, and I think that is a good thing for the league.
I completely agree. I think if they took a forfeit and they ended up winning the whole thing, people are gonna be like, there's a little asterisk there,
And regardless, they don't want that. Not just
exactly.
what
They don't
people
want
say,
that.
but they want to earn their win.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I support that, and I think we can. Yeah, I think we can move forward. Let's get it. So Steno, great control here. Great flick. Looking for a 1v1 situation. Johkev tosses it mid. Bubbles shadowing. Levi, we got to see that solo play, right? And here it might be applying that pressure. Gets a 50 on the goal line, and Bubbles might be turning this the other way, but Johkev cuts first. And you're seeing some really high-level support out of these players now that they're starting to get comfortable. Not quite in. Very close.
What an absolute pinch.
I mean, we were asking to see some more out of these guys, and that's a great passing play. That's confident. That's pressure. I mean, that's it. That's the response that you're looking for from the extremes.
Absolutely.
And Johkev is starting to play more confident themselves, taking some control, going for some aerial plays. That pass really exemplifies that. And if you're Berserkers, I mean, I think you still are confident moving forward. You just won the last couple, and you're still getting the pressure that you want. But it doesn't feel like you have them on the back foot as much, and Johkev is going to put that in the back of the net. And that's a 2-1 extreme ease lead here. And I think that our good buddy and member of RSC, Pineapple, makes a great point in chat, which is that the team that would have benefited from the FF just doesn't want it. And I think that ultimately it's up to them, and respecting their decision is the most important thing. And if they don't want it, then we don't want it.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
Oh my goodness.
You see a little bit Berserker, a little bit of panic coming from Berserker here. In their defensive end, getting it out, getting the pressure away, which is good.
Oh, what a fake from Steno. Grabs control, could look to get a pass off, and what a touch from johkev, barely getting his car on that. That was going to be a goal for sure if that went through. Great challenge. You've seen
the
a lot more
bump!
aerial
The bump!
play. Wow.
Oh my god, the bump! The bump in the last second from Levi opens up the net.
Both of these teams really taken to the air. More importantly, the extreme ease that were playing passively and scared to go for the ball and messing it up seem to have found their groove as well. And this is what we want from a viewer standpoint, right? Is both of these teams really starting to hit their groove, feel confident. Steno's up, looking for the double tap, gets the dunk. Bubbles was recently demoed, not quite going to be able to get there, but that's some great confident aerial pressure coming out. johkev, great control, gets the pass. Steno shuts it down. And neither team, both brending, but neither breaking. Could be an opening here as well. A little bit of... Oh! Off the post. A lot of pressure coming out from both of these squads. Just no one really able to get anything to convert. And down to a minute and a half, if you're the Berserkers, this is... you got to start really getting that pressure. And johkev stepping it up. Simply... just a different player. I mean, obviously not a different player, but playing at a different level than we saw earlier in this series.
Absolutely. It's night and day difference. This game versus the last 3.
I mean, they're going from whiffing rollers on the ground to having 530 points with aerial passes and great shots and great controlled 50s. And it's we're seeing the reason that this team swept the Berserkers the last time that they played. Steno with some great control, gets it around 1, is going to be a 2v1 situation here, gets a great 50, and that's going to be 4-2. This game is winnable. Steno's had a lot of success so far, not just in this game, but in this series, with these low 50s, these fakes into 50s, forcing the blue team, the Extreme E's, to panic a little bit and just capitalizing on the way that they enter the 50. Bubbles lobs the ball to the backboard, looking for a follow, gets the bump. Steno might be able to get a shot on net here. Backflips. Levi hits it to the corner. Still pressure for this Berserker team. Could be a great pass, and johkev shuts it down. Levi might be able to get around this, and that might be the dagger in Game 5.
I think that might be the dagger. I think you're correct there. I just didn't see enough from Steno on the ground. His ground game...
The series isn't over.
Series isn't over, but that might be the dagger in this game for sure.
Yeah.
I just didn't see enough of the ground game that we've seen from Steno. How good he is in...
And Bubbles puts it in. This Berserker team is not going down without a fight.
Absolutely not. I mean, I might be biting my words. You know, getting a goal back with 28 seconds left, down 2. Oh! We've seen an open net for Berserk. Oh no!
And if you are the Berserkers,
I'm sorry, Extreme E's.
You gotta reset. You gotta plan what you're doing for the next game.
I completely agree. I think you don't even really want to talk about the last like minute and a half. I mean, it was just like bunch of 50s that just didn't go your way into open nets. I think you need to reset, regain, grab some water, you know, shake the hands off, dry them off. Might be a little sweaty.
And I think the story of that game, right, is the shots. It's 14-4. 6-3 scoreline. Great shooting percentage coming out from Berserkers, but man, I mean, 14 shots. You give that up, and Levi having only 2 more points than Jokev. That's funny.
Jokev absolutely stepping up this game, showing what he truly is capable of. I think you saw what the Extreme E's as a team are capable of, and in true fashion, showing why they are here in the finals.
And I think a big difference, right, is Bubbles only having 1 shot. Previously, you saw Bubbles peppering the net, applying a lot of pressure, and like going for the ball with speed and confidence. And you didn't really see that game. Steno was creating a lot, and so was Bubbles, but neither were really committing for shots. And that's okay sometimes, but if you're going to be giving up 14, that means that you are allowing them to have the midfield and not capitalizing on the space that they're giving you.
I agree. I think there were plenty of balls that we saw Berserk not challenge in the air in the midfield that they just kind of let Extreme East have, that either allowed Extreme East to set up for a passing play, which led to a goal, or it led to a great offensive opportunity.
Oh, no. And that's going to be a pool shot goal for Bubbles in his own net.
You hate to see it.
But what I do like to see is Bubbles being faster, a little bit more aggressive, doing his thing on the field. You immediately, I mean, it's do or die time. If
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
The Berserkers. It's
100%.
you lose one, you go home. You got to win 2. Got to start applying pressure. It's not about one play. It's about consistently doing the right thing at the right time. And I think I am confident that you're going to see this team start to really push. Bubbles applying that pressure that we're looking for. Steno might be giving a shot to Jokev here. Could be dangerous. Just not in a position to shoot it. Gets great control. Great demo, too. Steno
Over one.
past one and pinches it in the top corner.
What a pinch.
I mean, this is what you need from this team, is just control and application of pressure towards the net. I've said it so many times tonight, but just being direct towards the net is all that you're going to be looking for on offense. Control the ball, take it to space towards the net. And whichever team executes that at a higher level, which I think it could be either on it, like obviously, right? Great analysis, Rob, but it's, I mean, this series, you can get a blowout on either side, and I don't think I'd be surprised. And it's really interesting with the way that can exist. Levi, great shot, great save from Bubbles.
I don't like how that Berserker just let him have that air dribble. I don't know who needed to go up for that, but I didn't
control
like
from Jokev. Almost gets the reset. I do agree. That's like giving them the midfield, right? And
yeah,
here's
exactly.
Levi with that solo play, gets the reset. Going to be a pass to Jokev. Great touch from Bubbles, and now they're on their back foot. 2-on-1 here. If the Berserkers can push quickly, not going to be able to. Steno still keeping the ball in, though. And this is both teams have really turned up the gas. This is what we were looking for the whole series, and it's on do or die mode, and both are showing it. Great 50s and great control from Steno. Bubbles could just pop this.
Oh, he's here.
I don't think it was a full rule 1. Great fake from Jokev, but it's a double commit coming out. I mean that is a great fake. It's a great beat,
yeah,
but if you don't
absolute
double commit, that's not a goal.
I completely agree. I mean, they just allowed him to be in a very threatening position, and he forced their hand and got a big, huge fake there and caused both of them to go.
Well, the fake only caused it just beat the person who was going, but they were just sending 2 no matter what was happening, and that was the issue.
Yeah.
Bubbles 0 boost here. This could be really threatening. Trying to get some. Levi could get a shot on net, and that's 3-1 for the Extreme E's. And you got, what, 2:34 on the clock, down 2. It's tough, but they got to start really pulling through with some of these plays that they're going for. They're just allowing too much pressure from the Extreme E's. johkev takes control. Bubbles 50. johkev still on the ball. And these 50s, the control is just coming out from the extremies at a higher level right now. Steno, that's a great touch on net, and that might be 3-2. Not going down without a fight.
Absolutely not. Great patience here. Great little touch. If you're Berserk, you have plenty of time. No
Yeah.
need to panic. No need to start rushing touches, rushing plays. Plenty of time left on the clock.
Yeah, 2 minutes at any level, especially in Challenger, opportunities will come. Like, they will appear no matter what, even if you don't force your hand. So as long as we're applying that pressure, there will be goal-scoring opportunities without an overcommit. That's a great demo from Bubbles, and would you look at that? That solo play, taking someone out of the game, beating another. That's all you need to do in twos, right?
Absolutely.
Beat one guy and kill the other one, and all of a sudden, it's a tie ball game, and the Berserkers are right here, man. The homie Bubbles pulling through.
Bubbles absolutely showing up to play in this game.
And that's some great control. johkev shutting it down, though.
Great pop.
Giving him too much space. Got to shut this down quick, and that's going to be into... Oh! That should have been a goal. Bump still coming out from Levi. Still pressure.
Great clear.
Little bit. I would have liked to see more control because the clear did just give the ball back. And again, that's a shot.
No.
Steno makes a huge save. Levi looking for a pass mid. Looking for a bump off of it. Steno, great control. Gonna not quite get the 50 past johkev. And jokev's been a wall for the last few games in a way that we hadn't seen before. Levi getting a huge 50 off that. Levi's going to get a bang, and this could be really threatening. Great 50. johkev's going to have a shot here, maybe a double tap attempt. Drops it down low. Steno hits it to the wall, is backwards following, leaves it. Bubbles, that might be a shot. Steno controls, great job. Levi challenging, great 50 down. jokev not quite there.
We're getting down to the nitty gritty. You got to think next goal might take it. Take this game.
I'm thinking mentally at least. The next goal. I mean, there have been so many plays that were so close to scoring. I think the next goal takes this game no matter what. I'm treating this like an overtime situation. Oh, and that's a miss from Bubbles. This could be bad as Bull Rush takes it mid. johkev not quite there. Steno with a great cut. Could get this mid quickly.
Great opportunity right here.
Great pass down. Oh. Great save from johkev again. Just an absolute wall in these few games. Bubbles, pass mid. 2 seconds left on the clock. And that's going to be overtime. And if you're the Berserkers, it's about pressure, but it's also about none of these overcommits that we've been having. If you're the Extreme E's, I think you just, again, it's about that pressure, but you really just let you see what they have and try to counter it.
Absolutely. I think if you're Berserker here, you got to play with some edge. You got to play with some edge here, but you cannot go... You can't tip over.
Oh, and Bubbles is playing with some confidence. Looking for a redirect off the wall. Gets the bump, gets the demo, and the goal for overtime. We are going to a Game 7. Won by Bubbles, wants a championship, and they are doing everything they can.
Bubbles has showed up, everybody.
I mean, Bubbles with some huge plays, but again, Steno with like an 800 bomb that game again. I mean, everyone in that lobby except for johkev dropping 670 points. johkev still making their presence felt with 5 shots, 2 saves, and what felt like more than that.
Absolutely. I think you saw johkev in the midfield just not letting any ball pass him, and so those don't get shown on the stat sheet, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I think this series in this final game comes down to the midfield. I think that it's going to be, I mean, obviously, right? Whoever controls the field wins the game. But it's something to be said. You've seen time and time again in this series, a 1 demo, 2 demo, 1 pass, maybe just 1 more touch, right? Like being there for a redirect. just occupying the space in the midfield being the difference between winning and losing. This has been a back and forth series. Both teams have given punches, taken punches. It's been a pleasure, Squart. Vet's gonna have a lot to live up to later.
This is the series that I was excited for. I didn't want to sweep. It didn't want, blow
I
out
mean, this is
games.
what you play for, man. This is game 7 championship time, right? Win or go home for both teams. Who's got it? Who wants it more? Who's put in more work? Who has the steel mental? I mean, there's so many questions that we're about to get answered in this next 5 minutes. Or if we're lucky and get an overtime, maybe even a little more. Immediately, Levi, demo, looking for a pass mid, and johkev, great play coming out, just not quite enough to get a goal. Bubbles lobs it over johkev, looking for a 50. I would get off that. I mean, you're so awkward. Like, you can let your teammate do something. Steno misses the ball in the corner, and that's a double demo from johkev. I don't think Extreme E's are going to be able to capitalize, though. And Levi taking it into the corner, nothing really coming from it. Bubbles pops it over, gets the boost. Steno keeps it, and this is a 2-on-1. Bubbles taking it into the air, looking for a 50. That's a huge demo again from johkev. Levi, this is the solo play that we all wanted to see. Takes control. Bubbles is shutting it down.
I love the early commit there from Bubbles.
johkev, great shot. Great touch from Steno. Still threatening. Great control. 1v1 situation. You and Bullrush. Great shot. Top corner. And Steno. The surprise of the series, in my opinion, I called Bubbles the X Factor. Steno has been dominant all the way through, and that's going to be the opening goal in Game 7 of this series.
And if you're Berserk, you are absolutely
You need
ecstatic.
to not play to lose is what you need to do.
Yep.
We've seen it from this team before, where they get a little complacent after they go up early, and they don't continue to apply that pressure. They cannot afford to do that here. And Bubbles, oh my goodness. Going for a crazy air dribble from their corner. And Steno, again! The X Factor! That's going to be another play, controlling the midfield, shutting it down quick, dodging the bump. And that's a 2-0 lead for the Barbarians. Or not the Barbarians. The overlay's off. the Berserkers. Same
There
thing.
it is.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Steno absolutely has ice in his veins. Came to play in Game 7.
Levi, I mean, this is still anybody's series, but if you need to start shutting this pressure down quick if you're the Extreme E's, because they are peppering your net and not stopping, showing no signs of slowing down. Bubbles, that could be a little bit risky. Great touch to control. Into space, johkev shuts it down. Nothing coming from that, and Steno controlling the midfield again. Remember, that's what this series is coming down to. What a play. But the Berserkers really, really establishing that midfield presence early and often in this Game 7. Nice demo. Again, midfield presence, everything. They're just not letting the Extreme E's even get started on an attack. Look at this, shutting it down in the midfield again. But johkev with a full field shot, and that's great. That's a great play from Levi and johkev to shut down this pressure from the Berserkers.
I completely agree. I think if you're Berserkers, you still got to play your game. You're only up 1 goal. You can't slow down. You have been peppering them back and forth all game so far. Had the ball on their half of the field for majority of the game. And I think if you're the
Extreme
E's, I think you got to step it up a little bit. The ball has been on your
and this
half.
might be exactly what you're looking for. Levi gets the touch, and that's going to be a tie game.
And
what did we say? Midfield play. No one shuts it down. The Levi solo play. And it's about that midfield presence, man. Whoever is there, whoever takes and dominates that space, has shown to really be winning these games. And there you see Extreme E's counter it. 2 minutes, 7 seconds tie ball game to determine the winner of your season 6 of Challenger 2v2 and Bubbles.
Oh,
What a save from johkev again.
that might
And
be the save of the
Levi.
series.
I mean, 7 shots, 4 saves coming out. And johkev with a pass mid, nobody there. Steno looks to control, pops it over Levi. 1 touch mid, and that's shut down quick, making the midfield presence felt once again. Levi. Demoed, though, from Steno. That's kind of a bar. Great 50 from Bubbles, and that is in the net. And this is what we need, right? The solo plays, the control, the 50s, the midfield presence. And johkev does what he can to be a wall, but Bubbles delays the contact on the 50, gets the angle, and puts his team in a situation, a position to maybe walk away with this title.
The air plays from both teams this game have just been next level.
Steno with a huge beat. Bubbles could end it here. What a save from johkev. Looking to keep his team alive. Gets a 50. That could still be pressure. Dangerous here from Steno. Great 50. I mean, minute 10 seconds. johkev tosses it backboard. Steno is there. Bubbles controls. Could be an open net. Got to apply this pressure quick. Looks for the 50 again. They've had so much success with that play so far. 55 seconds remaining. Steno, pass mid. Bubbles not there. Looks for 50. And johkev shuts it down immediately. Bubbles goes up. Oh, that could have been everything. Steno looking for a double tap mid to his teammate. Doesn't have it. Gets demoed. If you're extreme ease, now's your time. Gets the touch mid. Bubbles shuts it down. Levi still on the ball. 0 boost. Bubbles cutting. And Levi not able to do anything in this situation. 25 seconds left. 1 goal lead in Game 7 for the Berserkers against the Extreme Ease. 20 seconds. You got to get something going. You got to either get the ball out, and that's a huge pop. johkev keeps it out of the net for now. Steno pops it. That could be dangerous. johkev gets it into the air. Bubbles shuts it down. 4, 3, 2. Got to get it to the ground. And Berserkers come back a game down, 2-0 down in the series, and take it in Game 7.
What an absolute series. I think this was great showing for the Challenger teams. I think both of these teams played lights out. I think they played their game. I just think you have Bubbles coming in with the X factor, showing up consistently each game. For me, that man played the lights out.
Yeah, I would say Bubbles adapted really well, but Steno didn't need to. From Game 1, I mean, I would like to pull the ball chasing for this, to be honest. I'm sure somebody was uploading it. But I mean, from Game 1, it felt like, yeah, I actually was uploading it. I mean, Steno with an extremely impressive performance on top of the leaderboard over Bubbles for 6 of the 7 games and getting all 4 MVPs. I mean, Bubbles played impeccably as well. But I think if you take anything out of this, it's that I didn't know who Steno was coming into this, but they showed that they are. I mean, I would find it hard to argue that they're anything other than the finals MVP. That is an unbelievable showing from a player who did not play like a challenger player.
I completely agree.
What a showing.
What an absolute showing from the Berserkers. I'm seeing here if we're doing interviews or not. Not too sure.
While you're looking at that, more than anything, what you see is that there was some consistency in the offense of the Berserkers that wasn't there for the Extreme Ease. The Extreme Ease had totals of 4, 3, and 6 as their highest. And then they also had 0, 1, 0, and 2. So anywhere between 6 and 0 goals. If you look at the Berserkers, it was 2 goals. It was 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals, 4 goals, 3 goals in one game with 1. And so that the consistency, that pressure, that relentless, I mean, just knowing that this was bigger than one game, right? If you lose one game, whatever, we had our pressure. Coming back, punching, and just not going away. I think it was unreal.
Absolutely. I think having that consistent goal scoring each game, um even if you lose, it shows and proves to you that the other team isn't a wall. They're not a brick wall where you're dropping donuts the whole game, not getting anything through. I think having a few goals here and there each game, even on the games you lose, shows you that you're bound. You're in the ring. You're in the ring with them. You're fighting back and forth, and you can dance. You can dance with them, and so you just gotta um work on a few things. But if you're dropping no goals a game or one goal a game, it's tough to look at the next match and say like, hey, like what do we do differently? They're just a wall.
Absolutely. And I am DMing Steno, who's also in the chat right now. Steno, I believe that we have drag perms. If you want to hop in a VC, I'd love to ask you a few questions. Oh, you're already in one. That was fast.
Wait.
That was really fast. Okay. Well, anyway, the man of the hour leading their team's way in 6 of 7 games, 4 MVPs for all 4 wins in a 7-game series in the finals. Steno, how you feeling, man?
Bro, I'm gassed, not gonna lie.
Yeah? I would be too
Uh,
after a series
I'm
like that.
like so I also play in threes and my this is my rookie season in twos. Um in threes I got swept in finals, so to come in here
No.
and win a finals is big.
So I gotta ask you, how did you feel down 2-0 in that series after the very first game?
Bro, every goal is a new game, bro. Like it's you just gotta have the positive outlook. Every goal is a new game. You can't get down. If you bring yourself down, you're only gonna drag your team down.
Facts.
Like love Bubbles, man, but Bubbles had a couple ego issues. Like he was getting bad, but love him to death. I had to pick him up, and he pulled
Bubbles is a
through.
beast, but
He
it
pulled
is.
through,
I
bro.
agree. It's that confidence, right? When what you saw from him in the first couple games was just a complete lack of confidence,
It
nerves
was
taking over.
nerves. Yeah,
Exactly, but then what you saw after that was the bubbles that helped you guys get to finals, right? And take down 3 of the top 4 IDR players on one single team. Uh, and so, what did you have a moment in there where you felt like you had it? Did there? How? Oh, here's a good one. How'd you feel after that lobby remake?
honestly, I mean, I didn't really look at it any other type of way. Like I was confused because I was trying to keep up with chat and like understand what was happening. Like I knew that once goals are scored, you're not supposed to remake, but people are like FF, and I'm like, bro, I don't want the FF. Like, if it
Real.
goes to game 7, I want to go to game 7. I want to win it legit. So,
Yeah, I
but
respect
I
that.
mean, but I mean, remakes are remakes. You can only allow like a talk through during a remake. Like Dylon, goated AGM that I have, he's in Chally as well. He's like, bro, like y'all got this. You're going in. 1 goal up still. 4:52 on the clock. Like, just play your game.
I mean, he was right. You did. Uh, I mean, man, do you have any specific feelings or moments in that series that you felt were of note that you want to talk about?
Man, let me tell you. I had a lack of confidence a lot. Like obviously, I had some good 50 goals that chat went crazy about.
Yeah,
But
the low 50s, man. The control was nice.
but
Ones, man.
no, I don't play ones, not at
Oh,
all.
you play like a ones player, so
I'm not I don't play ones. I do not like ones. But honestly, whenever I let up the goal number 2, I think it was game 6. Was it game 6 or game 7? I know I let up a game tying goal, and it was like, bro, I just fucking backflip. So it was a little annoying.
yeah, I bet. Especially when time is ticking away and
Bro,
you're thinking about where you're gonna be, what needs to happen, how close things are.
like
Um, I mean, man, that was an exhilarating series. 7 games back and forth the entire way, ending in a 1-goal lead or 1-goal win. Like both teams outshot each other by 10 in individual games. Like it was unbelievable the back and forth play. Do you feel like I mean, I feel like if neither team played to their full potential in all 7 games, what do you feel confident that the outcome would be the same if they did?
I mean, we've battled this team all season. We've been beat up by them. We swept them before playoffs. They swept us in playoffs. Then we meet them. We meet them again, a game down already in grand finals. Like it's hit or miss. Like
Yeah, it's close.
there's nothing like Jokev and Levi are great players. I just played Levi yesterday in threes, so I kind of already knew what to expect from him coming into this. But I mean, just the Extreme E's are a solid team. I can't say anything bad about them because they've beat us and we've beat them. So I mean, it's 50-50 on the day. I feel like a nerves this whole time was a lot of it. I mean, you're playing in front of maybe I don't even know how many people were in stream, like
Like
50.
60 at the
Okay.
most at a time.
I mean, but like you're still playing in front of more people than you're used to because if you're in a regular series, it's you, your second, and your third.
That's
So
true.
Absolutely, I
Do you
completely.
think
Oh,
do
go
you
ahead.
think this playoff experience is going to help you? I mean, because you said you lost in final or you got swept in finals and threes. Do you think this stream and playing and playoff experience that you now have from these 2 seasons will benefit you moving forward?
I mean, yeah, because I enjoy playing on stream. I think I personally play better on stream, but I mean, it's kind of the day. Like I came in really hyped about this. I was listening to like motivational speeches before
Hell
matches.
yeah.
Like,
W.
like I was watching like NHL highlights, like doing the whole shebang. But like, it's just you gotta set your mind before the game, kind of.
Yeah, I will say everyone had their nerves, but I think that both in my opinion and on the score sheet, you were the most consistent player game in and game out with the way that you were playing, with applying pressure, going quickly, um, and frankly, just not like whiffing the ball. There was a lot of whiffing that everyone is really good in that lobby. And I was surprised to see the nerves be affecting players that much with just their ability to even make contact with the ball.
Again, I just think it's nerves, man.
Yeah.
Like it's you're so your number one seed. You basically had the easy ride through upper bracket. Like the teams they played were great. Sleeper Agent's great team. Like we were a great matchup for them. We just got swept, unfortunately. Dropped a lower, so we had to make a lower run. And our lower run was not easy. We went to game fives both time. One of them even being a game five OT.
Wait, yeah, you just went to game 5 in a game 5 series, game 5 in a game 5 series, and
And
then game
then game
7 in a
seven
game
and
7 series,
game
and
seven
won
series.
all of them. That
So
is
it's
some ice, dude.
like I told Bray, I was like, I want the lower bracket run. Like I came into playoffs like obviously if I didn't get it, I didn't get it, even better. But I told Bray like jokingly, it was like Bray, I want the underdog story, I want the lower bracket run, and we completed it tonight. So
Damn, man. Well, congrats. Squart, you got any follow-up questions for Steno at all?
Not that I could think of. You asked a lot of the good questions that I was gonna ask.
On me?
No, you're all, dude. No, you're doing great. I just want to say congrats and congrats on the finals and the lower bracket run.
How does
thanks,
finals
man.
MVP work in twos? Is that a
No
thing?
idea. No idea. Probably should know it. Don't.
If it's a thing, I think that you are the only like. I mean, you went nuts, dude. I think it's deserving, and congratulations on a hard-fought playoff run and really earning a title this season, man. That's sick. And now you get a sick trophy next to your name.
Yeah, be there forever, man.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
people can take sticks and stones may break my bones, but they will never take away my trophy icon.
Facts. I'm gonna live by that.
Anyway, man, it was a pleasure having you. congratulations, and go kick some butt next season wherever you're at.
Yeah.
Probably being rival, so have to go for the rivalship.
Yeah, that's doable. That's not. I mean, that's not that big of a jump.
But yeah, thanks for having me. I'm gonna go back to talking to
Yeah,
my.
of course.
Yeah,
Go
dude.
celebrate.
Have a
Go
good night.
celebrate.
Go celebrate. Have some fun.
Have fun streaming the vet finals as well.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
Make sure to tune in if you want to hear some cool casting.
I bet. Much love, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
With that, I do think we're going to take about a 30-minute break here to prepare for our what is it, vet matchup that we have coming up.
Well, 20-minute break because it'll be at 9:30 EST. So, chat and viewers and RSC fanatics alike, we will see you all in about 20 minutes. We're going to go drink water.